So good morning, everyone. I hope you are doing okay, guys. And well, today we're going to start with lesson number 4. And then at the end of the class, we're going to have our oral presentations. Well, your oral presentations, and I hope that you're going to do well, that you're going to have a great job there. So let's just get started, all right? Let's get started. So the rest of you, we are 22 people today, 3 people missing so far. But well, we're going to start with today's class then. So guys, are you ready? I mean, you sent me the homework. There were a lot of homework. I haven't been able to check the whole homework so far because I have a lot of people that have been like checking out, but I haven't finished. I will give you answer or like the grades, not today, maybe tomorrow or maybe on Monday. All right, I'll send you over the WhatsApp group the grades and of the homework you sent me. So let's get started then. Well, last time I told you that, well, we started with lesson number 4. We went through must, have to, should, and ought to, right? The 3 of them to speak about obligation or necessity, as I said to you. Also, today we're going to cover the rest of the slide presentation, not only those modal verbs, but also the rest of modal verbs. So that's what we're going to do today, what we are going to cover today. So let's get started, guys. You can put your camera off if you want to, all right? You can turn the camera off if you want to. Then let me just come right this way. And where is it? Hang on, just give me a second. Here it is. Okay, so where is it now? Okay, here it is, guys. Let me know. Can you see the slides? Can you see the slides?
Yes. Yes.
All right, the PowerPoint presentation. Great.
Yes.
Okay, let's get started. As I said to you last time, we went through. I mean, this is not the one, is it? I'm sorry, this is not the one. I thought this one was the one. Oh my goodness. Let me see. No, that's number 3. Lesson number 4. This is the one. Let me do this. Hang on, give me a second. I made a mistake. All right, can you see the slides now or you can't? I think you can't.
I can.
All right, how about now?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So this is what we were working on last time. Now, last Saturday, we worked on it wasn't May, it was should, ought to, and must, right? Those were the things we were working on. But today, we're going to review and cover all modal verbs we can go through, all right? So we have 2 lessons for today. We have modal verbs, and also we have the use of used to for the past and would for the past. So we have 2 PowerPoint presentations to cover. So let's get started. Are you ready? I guess you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So last time I told you guys that we had this, right? Take a look. Somebody should clean up the mess. Should. We have the first modal verb. Can somebody tell me what our first modal verb is about? What do we use this modal verb for?
To be.
This one. All right, just one person, please.
To give advice.
To give advice, right? We normally use should to give advice, to give recommendations, or to give suggestions. All of those words are the same. So take a look. Somebody should clean up this mess. Well, take a look. There is a lot of garbage in here, and the garbage should be cleaned up, right? Just a recommendation. So as you know, modal verbs, we have many type of modal verbs. We have modal verbs for recommendations. We have modal verbs for abilities, obligation, so on and so forth, right? So take a look. We have this part right here. Take a look. This is the family of poder in Spanish, right? So you know that can means poder, but this is the family of poder. All of them means poder. Maybe could, it means like podría, but it can also use it. I mean, you can also put it right here because it has similar meaning. So take a look. Here we have, as an example with can, Inga can play the violin. What do you think can means here? I mean, what is can used in this sentence for? What do you think it is for there? Permission, maybe? Ability? Disability?
Ability.
Ability, right? So remember, normally we use can to refer to abilities. So Inga can play the violin. He is able, he has the capacity to play the violin. Good. How about could? Take a look. They couldn't arrive on time. What is couldn't expressing right here? Is it expressing prohibition, ability, disability, permission, possibility? What do you think could is expressing here? They couldn't arrive on time. What do you think? Any idea? Okay, so could here is also expressing abilities, but do you know what the difference is? Difference is that we use can for the present and we use could for the past. For the past. Can is the present and could is the past. We use can for ability and could for ability as well. In this case, disability, because it's in the negative form. Ellos no pudieron llegar a tiempo. They didn't have the ability, well, yes, they weren't able to arrive on time. Now we have may. Take a look. It may be a nice day tomorrow. Now, what do you think may is expressing right here? Is it expressing capacity or ability? Is it expressing permission? Is it expressing possibility? What do you think it is expressing here? What is may expressing right here in this sentence?
Possibility.
Possibility. Now take a look. We are using may to speak about the future somehow, but take a look. I mean, we had already spoken about this in lesson number 3. May speaks about possibility. Now, are you sure that tomorrow is going to be a nice day? What do you think? As it is a possibility, are you 100% sure that tomorrow will be a nice day? No, right? So we can't, when we have may, we just are like maybe 80, maybe 70% sure about something because this is a possibility. And when we speak about possibilities, we are never sure. We are never 100% sure or certain that this is going to happen. Now, we have here might. And we have the example, the same example, I think. Take a look. It might be a nice day tomorrow. Now, this is the same example. What is there any difference between these two examples here? Like, which one is shorter than the other one? Is this shorter than this one? Or is this one shorter than this one? What do you think?
Might be.
All right, is might shorter than may, or is may shorter than might? What do you think? If I say it might be a nice day tomorrow, maybe let me see here. Where is it? I forgot it. Edit date. Hang on. No test. No test. Okay. Right here. Right here. If I say may, you know, when we say may, I am maybe 80 or Let me see, 80 or 70 or maybe 60. Why not? 60. Where is the 0 here? I just 60. Let me see how to do this because there you go. Oh, that's 0, 0. 60. 60% of the possibility. But when I, right? But when I say might, how sure am I? What do you think? How sure am I here? Am I 100% sure?
No.
No, right? Am I 50% sure?
Yes.
No.
What?
Am I 40% sure? No. Am I maybe 30
No.
or 20
What is 0?
Yes.
or 10
90 or
percent sure
100.
about it? Yes, I am, right? Now take a look. This is the difference between them. When we use may, we are very sure. We are not 100% sure. We are very sure, but not 100. And when we use might, I mean, we are not sure about it. So if I say this, or being a nice day, maybe it's going to be a complete lie, all right? So we use might when we're not sure about something. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay, remember this, may, either 80, 70 or 80% sure, or when we use might, we have 30 or 20 or 10% sure of the situation, okay? Don't forget about it. Let's continue. Oh, goddamn. All right, let's continue. So then we have the family of should. With the family of should, we have the following. Take a look. Should, had better. I showed this one to you last time, but I didn't explain it to you, so I'm going to explain it this time. We have must, we have will, and we have would. Now, let's begin with should. I think it was Miss Jennifer who said that we use should for talking about recommendations, right? All right, advice, recommendations, advice, suggestions, right? This is what you told me. Now, this is correct. How about had better? Take a look here, had better. Had better is something similar. It means just like the same than should, but should and had better had a difference. When we use should, the person you're giving the recommendation to can either take it or not take it. I mean, can take the recommendation or not take the recommendation. I mean, at the end, it's just a recommendation. You can take it or not take it. But when you use had better, even though it is a recommendation, had better is more like a threat, right? It is more like, if you don't do it, a threat, right? It's like, not a threat exactly, como una amenaza, or not una amenaza. I mean, si lo haces, es una recomendación, pero si no lo haces, sabes que vas a estar mal. Así que es
Una
mejor que lo
advertencia,
hagas.
advertencia.
Thank you, a warning. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, a warning, all right? So had better, even though it is considered a suggestion, it has the intention of a warning, right? Advertencia that you said. So take a look. You had better go inside. Take a look at what it says here. You had better go inside. So what can this mean in Spanish? Deberías entrar ahora. But this is maybe the person who is telling you this, maybe is angry. You know, maybe let's imagine that Mr. Charlie, you know, is in the street playing with his friends, but his mother, right? His mother is so angry at him, and she is telling him to enter the house. And if he doesn't enter, then, you know, he's going to be told off and scold off too, right? So take a look. You had better go inside. This is more like her mother telling him in a very angry way that he needs or that he must go inside the house, or that he should go inside the house. He doesn't have any more option. He needs to go inside the house or go inside the house. He just can't decide whether, all right, my mother is telling me I should go inside the house. Take a look, I should go. If my mother says that, it means that I can either go out, or if I don't want to go, I mean, I can either go in, or if I just don't want to go inside the house, I don't go inside, right? I just stay outside. So this is it, a warning. I will explain to you with examples, like more carefully later on, but let's continue on this. So must. What do we use must for? I said to you this last week. So what do we use it for?
Obligation.
Obligation. I also told you that we also could use must for necessity, right? But mostly we can use it for obligations. So take a look. He must be gentle with the cat, right? He must be gentle with the class. And this means in Spanish, deber, right? Deber. Don't forget the meanings. Here, debería. This is like, es mejor que, or deberías also. This one, must, which is deber. And then we have this one, will. They will attend the recital. Well, you know what will means. This is just the future. It doesn't have any meaning. But you know that we use will when we are sure about something. So maybe you're telling me, teacher, let's see, I'm talking to another person and you have a quiz. Then the other person asks me, hey, Johan, how about the students? Well, they will have a quiz now. When I say they will have a quiz now, the intention is that, you know, the intention is that you guys are going to, or you guys have to take a quiz, right? Because I just said it with will. I just decided, so this is going to happen. You know, I explained this to you also in lecture number 3, when will means an instant decision. But in this instant decision, the intention is more like, all right, this is going to happen, or you have to do it. And in the case of would, that is also a modal verb, you know, it doesn't have any meaning. It's just the finishing of the verbs in Spanish, like the ending. Like if I have here gustar, like would is just dia, so gustaría, we all know that. So I would like to meet her, would as modal verb, right? So I think this one was clear, but let's continue on some other like modal verbs. And these are all modal verbs that we're going to use. We have some other, like ought to, I will explain it to you, and have to, I will explain it to you. But take a look at this. Auxiliary verb, I'm sorry, or modal verb in this case, and simple form of the verb. All of these modal verbs right here have something in common, and is that they cannot be followed by the preposition to, like, hey, never. Take a look at this example right here. You can never, ever do something like this. Ikga can to play the violin. Hey, this is impossible. Take a look. To here is impossible. You can use to with can, with could, with should, must, would, will, had, better, may, or might. No, you cannot use it. Always without to. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Remember that all of them are modal verbs. And the general rule is that modal verbs cannot use to, all right? None of the modal verbs can use to. Remember that. Can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on. Something else. Remember that we have then in the present form, in the simple present, normally we have our verbs adding s or es when they are used in the third person, right? Now, when we use modal verbs, we don't use them either in the third person. Like, you cannot say something like this. Igna can plays the violin. Why I can't use here if I using Igna, which is the third person, Inga, sorry, which is the third person, because I am using can. And here says that when we use can, the verb must be in the simple base form. I mean, not adding s. Also, I forgot to put it here, but we cannot use the s with the modal verbs. Like in the third person, you can never say like, you know, sorry, ella puede, you can say she cans. I mean, that's impossible, right? We cannot conjugate modal verbs. You can say she could, or she shoots, or musts, or would's, or will. I mean, we cannot do that, right? And you know you can't do it. So remember, when we have this kind of modal verb, the following verb is never going to take up, it's never going to take on to here, and it's never going to use the s of the, in case of the present, right? It's never going to use the s. So I think that's clear. And in case of the past form, remember, in the past form, we use normally either the verbs, if they are irregular, we use the regular form, and if they are regular, we use the ed form. But when we use this, we are not supposed to use the ed form either. Now, this is a simple sentence with can and the simple form of the verb. Don't invent new versions of grammar because that's not possible. So please remember that. All right, let's continue. In case of the ing version, what happens? Can I use this with the ing version? No, I can't. So take a look. Igna can play in the violin. Take a look. This combination here, can, playing, or could and playing, or any of those, and the ing is impossible. We cannot use that, right? Remember that. And well, let's continue here. How about this part? These are the modal verbs, or well, these two, as I said to you, have to and have got to, they mean the same. Which one is American English, the other one is British English, and they are semi-modals. I call them semi-modals because they are not 100% modals. And the last one, ought to, is also a modal. But the difference, or this is like the exception of all the models I showed you before, of all of these models, right? Ought to is exception. Why? Because it's the only one that uses to. So don't forget this. So take a look. Have to, which in Spanish means tener que, have got to, tener que, and ought to, that means the same than should, which means debería. Should and ought to are the same, debería, right? So you have to eat something. I mean, that's maybe what you have to do now. You haven't gotten any breakfast, and we are going to have breakfast in 5 minutes, so don't worry. So take a look. You have to eat something. Tú tienes que comer algo. Or he has got to be on time. Él tiene que estar a tiempo. Or ought to, it ought to be fun. Debería ser divertido. Debería ser divertido. Now, what all of this, let's call them modal verbs because they are semi-modals. What all of these modal verbs have in common? What they have in common is that they all use to, take a look, to before the main verb, like in this example right here. Auxiliary or the modal verb, then to, like in these examples right here, and then the verb. Different from the rest, right? So to with a simple form. Now, let's practice a little bit. What do you think it goes in here? She has to or without to? Learn how to skate. Without to? Take a look.
With to.
With to. We use to. So he has to learn how to skate. Remember that have always goes with to. How about here? To or no to?
No to.
No to, right? Because this is might. It doesn't accept to. Good. She might learn how to skate. How about this one? To or no to?
No to because it should.
No to.
Great. No to. So that was very good. Now take a look. We have 2 minutes to finish with the first section. Remember that after 40 minutes, we are logged off and then we have to log back in. So when the section gets logged off, remember, you're going to have like a 10 minutes break so you can go have breakfast. Have you gotten breakfast yet? Guys, have you got breakfast?
No.
All right, so I'm going to give you maybe 15 minutes, right? 15.
Okay.
So you can eat,
Okay,
all
teacher.
right? After we finish with this first section, we are 1 minute away from this. So let's continue over here. So take a look. Now we are going to speak about each of them, but individually. Now here we're going to talk about can and could to talk about or to express this ability, right? So I can't believe that. Here you go. I can't believe that. Take a look at the dolphins, all right? What about the dolphins here? They are good at jumping. You know that dolphins, they jump very high. So take a look. Dolphins can jump very high. This is a capacity. This is an ability that they have, right? Can jump. And know to, remember, know to. Second example, take a look. They can swim long distances. I mean, they live in the sea, right? So they always swim. They can swim. How about this one? They can be taught fancy tricks. Well, you know that they are very intelligent animals and they can be easily taught, right? A ellos se les puede enseñar trucos, right? They can be taught tricks. So we use can to talk about abilities in the present or in the future. Take a look. This is what they can do now. This is what they can do now. And this is what they can do in the future, right? Something that is going to happen in the future. Ability, right? So this is something they don't know now, but this is something they will know in the future, right? Or they may learn in the future.
El micrófono.
All right, guys, we are going to finish now. So remember